Hello, my dear students. I know, exams are just around the corner, but please don't you worry one bit. We are going to revise this chapter, Social Justice, so well in just the next few minutes that you will feel absolutely super confident walking into that exam hall.
Now, this chapter, Social Justice, it sounds a bit heavy, doesn't it? But trust me, it's one of the simplest and most high-scoring chapters in your entire book. Just stick with me, pay close attention, and I promise you'll be an expert. Okay, let's dive right in.
Just think about it for a second. You've been waiting so patiently for your samosa, right? And then someone just pushes right in front of you. That feeling you get inside, that little voice saying, hey, that's not fair, that, my dear students, is your natural sense of justice. This whole chapter is just about understanding that exact feeling, but on a much, much bigger level. See? Simple.
So what is justice really? Well, at its very heart, it's all about sabko unka hak dena, which simply means giving each person what they are due. That is the core idea. Everything else we're going to discuss today is built on this one simple, powerful line.
The textbook puts it a little more formally, like this. Justice means giving each person his or her due. And the analogy they give here is just perfect. Think about a doctor. Does a good doctor only care about their rich patients? Of course not. Their duty is to ensure the well-being of all their patients. In the same way, a just society has to be concerned with the well-being of all its people.
All right. Now for the most important part of this chapter. This is where you'll get the maximum marks, so listen closely. We're going to talk about the 3 strong pillars of justice. If you just remember these 3 beta, you can build any answer for your exam. Let's start with the first one.
Pillar number 1 is really simple. Equal treatment for equals. What does this mean? It means that just because we are all human beings, we all deserve the same basic rights. The law shouldn't care about your caste, your religion, or whether you're a boy or a girl. It should treat every single person equally.
Here's a great example you can use in your answer. Imagine 2 people, let's say Ramesh and Seema. They both deliver pizzas for the same company. They work the same hours. Should Ramesh get 100 rupees for a delivery and Seema only 75 just because she's a girl? No, absolutely not. That would be completely unjust. Same work means same reward.
And here is a little exam tip for you. Make a note of this. If you get a question on this topic, start your answer with this powerful line. The principle of treating equals equally is fundamental to justice. I'm telling you, the examiner will immediately know you've understood the core concept. Full marks, guaranteed.
Okay, on to pillar number 2. This one's called Proportionate Justice. Now, at first, this might sound like it contradicts the first pillar, but it doesn't. It just adds another layer. It says that while everyone should be treated equally, it's also fair to reward people differently based on their effort and their skill.
Just imagine, your teacher announces that everyone, from the student who studied all night to the one who didn't even open the book, is going to get 75 out of 100 in the final exam. Tell me, would that be fair to the student who worked so hard? No way, right? Justice means your marks should be in proportion to the quality of your answers. That's proportionate justice.
And here's another golden line for your exam answers. Write this one down too. Justice requires balancing equal treatment with the principle of proportionality. This shows the examiner that you understand how these 2 big ideas actually work together to create a truly fair system.
And now, for the third and final pillar, recognition of special needs. This principle is so important. It says that true justice isn't about being blind to people's differences. Sometimes, to achieve real equality, we have to treat people a little differently by giving extra help to those who need it the most.
A perfect example from our very own country is the policy of reservations. You see, for centuries, people from certain castes and tribes were denied access to good education and good jobs. So, to create a level playing field, our Constitution provides them with reservations. This isn't about being unfair to others, it's about giving a disadvantaged group a fair chance to catch up. This is what recognizing special needs is all about.
All right, you've learned the 3 pillars. Fantastic. Now, let's put that knowledge to the test with a quick, typical exam question. This is a great way to check if you've really understood everything. Are you ready? Okay, here's the question. Does the principle of considering the special needs of people conflict with the principle of equal treatment for all? Think about it for a second. Does giving special help to someone break the rule of treating everyone equally? What do you think?
The answer is a big no. They don't conflict at all.
In your answer, you should explain it like this. You can say that treating equals equally actually means that people who are unequal in certain ways, like a person in a wheelchair versus someone who can walk, might need to be treated differently to get the same opportunity. Building a ramp for a wheelchair user isn't special treatment, it's what's necessary to give them equal access to the building. You see, it extends the idea of equality, it doesn't break it.
Now, for a very cool and very important idea from a philosopher named John Rawls. Let's focus on this idea, which I like to call the ultimate fairness game. It's a fantastic way to think about what makes a society truly just, and it's really fun to think about.
Imagine this. You get the power to create all the rules for a brand new society. But there's a catch. You have to do it from behind a veil of ignorance. This means you have absolutely no idea what your position in this new society will be. You don't know if you'll be born into a rich family or a poor one, a high caste or a low one. You could be anybody.
So how would you design the rules? You would think rationally, wouldn't you? You'd worry, oh my God, what if I end up being the poorest person in this whole society? So just to protect yourself, you would make sure that even the worst off person has a decent life. You would make sure everyone gets basic education, healthcare, and opportunities. And that, Rawls says, is how we arrive at truly just rules, not through kindness, but through smart self-interest. Pretty cool, huh?
Okay, we're almost there. Last big concept. In the real world, there's a huge debate about the best way to achieve social justice. Let's frame it like a match. Team free market versus team government help.
So on one side, you have team free market. They say that competition is the fairest system. It rewards talent and hard work, and it doesn't care about your caste or background. Plus, it gives us more choices. But on the other side, team government help argues that the market often helps those who are already rich and powerful. The poor might not be able to afford good schools or good hospitals. Therefore, they say, the government has to step in to provide a safety net and make sure everyone has the basic necessities. This debate is at the heart of politics all over the world.
And we are at the end. Now for the final summary. Get your phones ready to take a screenshot of the next slide, Beta. This is your ultimate last-minute revision note. Ready?
Okay, let's do a rapid-fire recap. Number 1, justice is giving each person their due. 2, Pillar 1 is equal treatment for equals. 3, Pillar 2 is proportionate justice. 4, Pillar 3 is recognition of special needs. And 5, Rawls's veil of ignorance is a thought game to create fair rules by protecting the worst off. Got it? Perfect.
And let's end with this incredibly powerful quote from the architect of our Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He said that a just society is one where we move beyond all hierarchies and instead create a society that is based on compassion for every single person. What a beautiful thought to end on. You are all going to do brilliantly. All the very, very best for your exams. Now go and rock it.